I'm going to do a reading for General Collective today, and these are the cards that popped up when I was shuffling. And yeah, there are loads of things happening in the cosmos now. Venus moving into Sagittarius, a lot of adventures in terms of love. Bingo, wait for that one. And then Sun moved into Scorpio, so a lot of intensity. It was All Saints Day yesterday, and Samhain the other day, and New Moon the other day. So loads of shifts happening into this whole thing going forward to the end of this decade that is going to be 2019. So 2020 is going to bring a lot of shifts. Be prepared for that, guys. So let's just see what are the cards that came up. Ooh, okay. So yeah, making sense to me perfectly. So a lot of you guys are breaking away from the toxicity, and you're cutting the bullshit, literally. So there has been maybe a lot of things going on with your family, friends, and closed people who you think that they were just being very toxic towards you and not assisting you in the time of ascension, because November is all about ascension. It is like October lets you release all the stuff. Going into November, you start beginning with the fresh start. It is the Celtic calendar ends on the 31st. That is samhain period, which you burn everything, you release everything, whatever is not serving you, all the toxicity, all the cutting of cards, all the implants, and everything that has been just blocking your ascension is going to be removed completely. So also it's Dias de Muertos in Mexico. That's how they say. I don't know. I can't say Spanish, but yeah. So this is all about like the veil thinning. So this could also mean that the veil is thinning, and you might be sensing some dark energies around as well. Like, it doesn't have to be dark, but it's just saying to me that the veil has been thinning, so you could be feeling supernatural sensations around. It's also Scorpio season, so it is all about going deep down into the dark and coming out of to the darkness, out of the darkness, because Scorpio season going forward to the Sagittarius season, which is about fire. So you come out of the darkness after the December, when you mark the December 25th, which is the darkest day, and then that will mark as coming out of darkness when Jesus was born. So yeah, so a lot of you are just like cutting bullshit. So you're moving away from the toxicity. You're saying, like with Queen of Swords here, you're just like saying cutting bullshit. You don't want to hear anything. Whoever is just being taking advantage of you, taking advantage of your innocence, taking advantage of thing that they didn't want it. Like, they knew that you wouldn't say anything to them back, but like now you're saying things back to them. You're being Queen of Swords here. You could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius as well, because here the thing with Queen of Swords is like Ice Queen. It's definitely a Libra, because Libra's is Ice Queen basically. So like they tolerate shit. They bottle up shit every to the extent that it just reaches to a certain limit, and then they're like, no, listen, honey, you need to learn your own shit. So that's what you're doing. You're like cutting the bullshit. You're like cutting people off, cutting the toxicity, and just moving forward. And being Page of Wands here, someone is like being very passionate about certain things and going towards their like, they don't know where they're going, but they're definitely going. With Knight of Cups here as well, I think they're going towards love. So with Page of Wands here, they're just going somewhere, but they don't know. But here, being the Knight of Cups, they're just going towards love. They're going to offer somebody, you or this other person, whoever is involved in this, is going towards love. So there's some of you are going to be offered a cup of love, and some of them is traveling towards you, literally traveling. So these both are movement cards, and word card also represents transformation and overseas relationships. So some of you might be getting jobs overseas, could be anything. So a lot of things going on in the collective. Well, let's pull some advice. Okay, advice. I don't need anything. That's your reading, guys, already. So this doesn't matter. Yeah. So the advice popped up was Empress. So you guys are getting your power back. You're going, like, Empress is a person who knows every shit. Like, even if she doesn't have anything in her life, she knows her shit. She's abundant. She doesn't need anyone. She knows that she's enough for herself. Like, she's complete within herself to handle anything that comes as a challenge in her life, because that's what Empress does, right? She's like Empress. She knows, like, no bullshit. And then Queen of Swords, she's like not taking any bullshit. She's just being like, boo, I'm sitting here. I got my shit. I'm doing my own thing. Whether you stay in my life, it's okay. Whether you don't want to stay, fuck off. That's all she's saying, because you know what happens when people don't respect your integrity and they just like leave, and then you know that in a journey you have to go alone. So when you are going alone in the dark, like when you have the dark night of the soul is all about going alone. So you have went alone, you have come out of the darkness, and now you're stepping up into your power. You're gaining your power. You healed yourself. You healed out your anxieties and toxicities and everything. So now you're in your Empress mode, and God forbid whoever is messing up with you are not really having it, because you're like, fuck off. So let's see which keeper of light is guiding you in this process for the Scorpio season, right? Perfect. Yeah. I can't stress this enough. It is like amazing synchronicity. It is not even synchronicity. It's just like very obvious. Sorry, guys. Right. So it is very obvious that Mercury is showing up, because it's Mercury retrograde just literally started yesterday, and Holy Spirit is popping up as well a lot in every reading I've been doing. So Holy Spirit is saying that expect miracles. So remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. Remember, guys, whoever has been spreading all this toxicity, whoever has been like pulling you down in this toxic environment, you, like, Mercury is also about communication, clear, open communication. So get a weight off your chest, speak up with love and be heard. Yeah, so you're speaking, cutting the bullshit, and leaving all this devil energy, the toxic energy behind, because you know that you are the Empress, staying in your power, but you're doing it with love, because you know when sometimes when you love someone so much, like your family, friends who are very dear to you, you let them go, because that's the thing about love. They are all on their journey. So you let them go and let them discover themselves in whatever journey that they're going through, because love is the only language. And remember that only love is real. Give them love and let them go. When they know their answers, they'll come back. And also be clear in your communication, because get the weight off your chest. Speak up with love and be heard. And it's Mercury retrograde, so it is all about communications and everything that is like contracts and flight tickets. And with word being here, it is also saying like you're going to be like, be careful with the retrograde in Mercury. It's all about communications and flights, transport, everything. So Mercury is saying that get all the heaviness that you have on your chest, let it be heard, but do it with love, because Holy Spirit is saying that only love is real. And when you cut the shit out of your etheric and your auric and your metaphysical body, you're releasing that like interference of energy around you, right? Because that's important. That is like, people are on their own journey. They have to heal themselves out of the anger issues and anxiety issues and toxicity that they have been embodying themselves. They have to release on themselves. You can't like interfere in certain free will and their journey. So if they are not helping you in your ascension, cut it off and just move on, because Holy Spirit is always with you and it's going to give you, and do everything with love, guys, because love is the only vibration that there is on this planet. And people, I don't understand why don't they believe in that, but it is the only vibration that there is. Okay, so expect miracles, a lot of open communications, a lot of miracles happening, and traveling. I can see a lot of travelings and you stepping up into your power, and yeah, cutting the bullshit completely. I like this reading a lot. Happy Scorpio season. Take care. Bye.